Hey guys, this is Pastor Dave. Welcome to another midweek chat. Every single one of us has a circle of influence, and that influence can be for the good or for the not so good of others. And I hope that if you're having a challenge with anger, that you're getting a good handle on it. I have addressed anger in my last two chats, and I want my influence to be good and constructive and not destructive to my circle of influence. And today I'm going to touch on winning over anger. Anger is certainly a part of our sinful nature. We maintain that sinful nature until we transition to heaven, of course. Therefore, winning over anger is not a one-time victory. It's a continual victory. It's a victory that we need to work on constantly. Here's some winning steps over anger. Number one, recognize your anger is sin. Don't justify it. Don't say, I've got red hair so I get mad quick. Don't justify it in no way, shape, or form. Is there any question in anyone's mind as to whether or not anger is sin? Anger is absolutely sin. Let's settle this. Galatians 5:19 and 20, or the first part of verse 20 says, "Now the works of the flesh are evident: sexual immorality, impurity, sensuality, idolatry, sorcery, enmity, strife, jealousy, fits of anger." Don't make excuses for it or rationalize it. Confess it as being sin. So, that's number one. Recognize it as sin. Number two, do not speak immediately when angry. Remember James 1:19. Slow to speak. Slow to speak. Lucius Annaeus Seneca said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." That is so wise. Some might think, what can I do with this anger energy short term? Well, consider a redirection of anger. To quote from Minra's book, he says to sublimate the anger. Sublimation is a defense mechanism whereby a person can take hostile energy and initially express it in an acceptable manner through exercise, housework, and so on, just to get the anger under control. For example, a man may be so angry that if he tried to express it, he would be aggressive, so he jogs around the block, sublimation first. Then he may be able to deal with his anger more appropriately through healthy behavioral choices. End of quote. Will Rogers said, "People who fly into a rage always make a bad landing." Here's something else. Memorize some anger applicable Bible verses. Remember Psalm 119:11. I love this verse. "Thy word have I hid in mine heart, that I might not sin against thee." Get a lot of God's word in your heart and mind. Store up a reservoir of Bible truth in your heart in order to secure consistent victory over anger. When dealing with conflict, have in your reservoir Proverbs chapter 15 verse 1. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. There's also a verse in the New Testament that says, "The wrath of man does not work the righteousness of God." That is absolutely true. Too many of us are too easily offended. We would do well to learn or to shake more things off in life. In conclusion, let me share with you something from Bruce Shelley. Shake it off and step up. The parable is told of an old dog that fell into a farmer's well. After assessing the situation, the farmer sympathized with the dog, but decided that neither the dog nor the well were worth the trouble of saving. Instead, he planned to bury the old dog in the well and put him out of his misery. When the farmer began shoveling, initially the old dog was hysterical, and you can understand that. But as the farmer continued shoveling and the dirt hit his back, a thought struck him. It dawned on the dog that every time a shovel load of dirt landed on his back, he should shake it off and step up. This he did blow after blow. Shake it off and step up. Shake it off and step up. Shake it off and step up. He repeated to encourage himself. No matter how painful the blows or how distressing the situation seemed, the old dog fought panic and just kept shaking it off and stepping up. It was not long before the dog, battered and exhausted, stepped triumphantly over the wall of that well. What seemed as though it would bury him actually benefited him, all because of the way he handled his adversity. If we face our problems and respond to them positively, refusing to give in to panic, bitterness, or self-pity, the adversities that come along to bury us usually have within them the potential to bless us. Forgiveness, faith, prayer, praise, and hope are some of the biblical ways to shake it off and step up out of the wells in which we find ourselves. End of story. So, in conclusion of this chat, if someone has offended you and you're tempted to get angry, shake it off and step up. After all, I'd like to think that we as humans are a little bit smarter than a dog. Have a good day.